So when I read articles like this, I can't help but get reinforced about my thoughts on Andrew Yang and how he's going to be a formidable opponent in the debates and a serious contender for the Democratic primary. CNBC, May 17th, 2019. Quote, "A third of middle-class adults can't afford to pay for a $400 emergency," end quote. A third of middle-class adults. Okay, so breaking down some numbers here. Approximately half the country is technically middle class, and that includes lower middle class and middle class. Those combined is about half the country. If there's 300 million people, half the country's 150 million people. So 1/3 of the 150 million people would be about 50 million people approximately. So the headline is reflective to approximately 1/3 of the middle class, which equals about 50 million people. That's a huge chunk of people who are struggling. Not just workers, they're families. Okay, these are people and families who cannot afford a $400 a month emergency. And if all these people, most of these people, get to hear that there's somebody willing to give them $1,000 a month for life, and all they have to do is vote for him, what are they going to do? What would you do? You're struggling to make ends meet. You're working full time. You're a struggling student, straddled with debt. You're working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. You can't afford a $400 emergency. And someone shows up in the Democratic primary and says, I want to put $1,000 a month into your pockets. What are you going to do? Are you going to vote for him? I don't know. We should ask 50 million people about this. It's a lot of people for Andrew Yang to tap into. If they're paying attention, once again, he's going to garner a lot of support. There's just too many struggling people right now in America. And Andrew is brave enough to make this the flagship proposal of his campaign, where other people like Bernie Sanders have cowered away from it. No one wants to touch the UBI question. No one wants to talk about how capitalism is running away with money all the way to the top. Andrew Yang beat you to it. Flat out. Plain and simple. And it just makes me think that people are doing so poorly right now, they're looking for an Andrew Yang. Okay? And I think it's going to bleed out some of Bernie's base. It's going to hollow out some of Bernie's support too, because a lot of those 50 million, I guarantee you, they're burners. Andrew Yang might be the right person in the right place to run away with this thing. Simply because nobody has had the guts to go with the UBI question or the UBI proposal. Everyone avoided it. He didn't. That's pretty brave. That's pretty strong. In an economy that's doing so poorly for Main Street Americans, he's going to be tough to beat. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click the bell.